Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Trivia Trick 360 for programming concepts. Today we will discuss some interesting programs in Java. Let us look at the problem statement. You are asked to design a simple Java program that simulates hospital's basic data structure, and you are asked to manage patients and doctors data set or the details. The system must enforce specific data access rules to ensure security and proper information encapsulation. So that means you are asked to hide the data. Who can access the data, who cannot access the data. Now let us look at the requirements of the program. That is, you have some public information. In the program you need to create some public information, and in the program you are asked to create some private information as well as protected information. So this purely comes under access modifiers in Java. So let us look at the public information. So what you can make public? Coming to the patients and doctors. So definitely the names of both patients and doctors can be made public, because they are the names anybody can access without any restriction. So this information needs to be visible and accessible to any part of the program. Now coming to the private information is a little sensitive, more sensitive I can say, sensitive data. So regarding patients, social security number, let us say Aadhaar card. Okay, so here we will generally call it as a social security number. In place of Aadhaar we are saying that it is a SSN. And a doctor's salary, so nobody wants to know their salary actually. So nobody wants to reveal the salary of a doctor, how much the doctor is drawing from the hospital salary. That is definitely a private information. Now this data should be only accessible within its own class, such as if you are creating a patient class, the details such as social security number can be accessible to the patient class, whereas the doctor's salary is again restricted to access within the doctor class only. Now coming to the protected information, what we can make a protect? Data that needs to be shared among related classes within the same system. So there will be some detail, there should be some details that they can share among each other. So there you need to create some details such as patient ID. Okay, patient ID should be accessible by the other classes in the package such as hospital. Okay, but definitely not globally. So we know the access modifiers like public, private and protected. Within the hospital, the doctors can access the patient ID for diagnosis. Now we begin the program with a fold. We will create a package. So it seems that we are supposed to create 3 essential classes in the program. The classes include hospital, such as patient class, doctor class, of course the hospital class. So we aim to create 3 classes. One is the patient class, the other is doctor's class, the other is the hospital class. To implement this program, let us open a new file, and we begin this program with creating a patient class. So initially we can make this patient class as a public. Let us say public class. What is the what is the class name? Class name can be patient. Okay, braces are open. Now we will create some properties for this patient class. So what are the properties, or what are the attributes we can create to this patient class if you ask? we will say they are going to be name, of course the social security number or Aadhaar number, SSN, and of course patient ID. These are the attributes that we can create within the patient class. Let us say public. So name can be made string, and of course it is public, that is a signature of the variable name, because the name can be accessed, is accessible. Definitely the name of the patient is accessible. End the line with semicolon, and then we want to create social security number. So this can be made private, that is private. Of course this can be a string type only, so that includes alphanumeric characters. So let us say it is SSN. End the line. Now we have patient ID. Patient ID is accessible within the hospital system but not globally, right? Now let us say this one we can create it as a protected. We can create patient ID as a protected, supposed to be an integer data type. Okay, patient ID I will say. Got it? Now, so once we create this, now we can create a method or a constructor. Let us create a constructor. The moment you create the object called patient, so that should be created with some sort of attributes like name, SSN, as well as the patient ID. So let us say this one as, so let me make the ID as a capital letter, that is capital I. Now let me create a constructor here. So let me create a constructor. So constructor type is supposed to be public. Let us say constructor is patient. The attributes includes name, SSN, and patient ID. Name is supposed to be string type. Say this is name, and then the other one is SSN, that will include alphanumeric. So I will say string again. Let us say string SSN. Then the other attribute is going to be patient ID. So let it be an integer type, int. So this is going to be patient ID, right? So we have created a constructor, and this constructor will get the data. How will you create the data for this? Using the keyword called this, that is this dot name is equals to name, and that will give the name that will assign a name to the patient, and then SSN, same, this dot SSN is equals to, let us say SSN, and then the other one, this dot patient ID, is equals to, let us say this one as patient ID. So let us end the lines with the semicolon to avoid any sort of errors. Right, now we have created a constructor. So this constructor will take care of the object when it is created. Now we use the method called getter. So let us create a getter to get the SSN. So let us say we can say public string get SSN. I am creating this get SSN. Now So that will return I am creating get SSN. Now that will return the social security number, that is say SSN. Okay. So we have created a patient class. Now let us save this one. Since we are trying to create 3 classes, one is the patient class, the other is the doctor class, the third one is the hospital class. Let me save this in a specific folder. So let me save this one, save as. I will go to Java programs. Of course, I supposed to save the program with the same name, that is patient class. So we will save this one as patient.java. We will save this one as patient.java because that is the name of your class. With the same class name, I am going to save the file, that is patient.java. So don't forget to save this within the double quotes, right? So this will truly save the file in with the Java extension only, since you make the file name as file name within the double quotes with an extension of Java. Let me save this one. So done, we have created a patient class. Now similarly, let me create a doctor class. So open one more file, new, let me open a new file and I will start creating the doctor class. So let us say public class name as doctor. Okay, and now let us say let us create 2 attributes for this doctor class, attributes or properties or variables. So what we can create here, name of the doctor and salary of the doctor. So you can make the name of the doctor as public. So let me say, so it is public string, since it is a name, it is going to be string public name. The other one you can create it as a private because it is a salary that is not accessible to everyone. So I will say private, and what data type we can use for the salary. Let us say the salary is a long integer number. In that case, we can use the data type as double salary. This is my variable, salary variable. Similarly, let me create a constructor as we have created in patient class. Let me create a constructor here. Okay, so the constructor is supposed to be public, same name, that is doctor, and what are the attributes or arguments you can define within this constructor method? Name and salary. So that is string name, comma, and then it is double salary, string name and double salary. So how can you assign these values, that is name and salary? Means use the keyword called this, that is this dot name is equals to name. Similarly, this dot salary say is equals to salary. So end with a semicolon. Okay, we have created a constructor. Let me open a curly brace. We will close here. We will close this curly brace here. Now we have opened and closed the curly brace. Now let us define a getter method. Okay, so that is, let me create public. So salary, for salary I am creating a getter method. Say this is public, you can say double. So, let us say get salary. Okay. So, open the braces and close the curly braces. Now, what this will return? The salary, return salary, right. So, with this we have created a salary, a doctor class. Now, let us save this one in the same Java program folder with the name called. So, with what name we can save this file means doctor.java, because that is our class name. Doctor is a class name, doctor.java. Do not forget to put the file name inside the quotes. So, it is done. So, now with this we have created two classes. Let us create one more class for hospital. So, we want to see the difference between the public, private and protect modifiers as per the problem statement which is asked in the program. So, now let me create one more class here. So, open a new file. So, let us create the class called hospital. Say public class with the name, we will say this one as a hospital, public class hospital. So, now here we can create the main method. Main method we can create within this class. So, let us create the main method as public static void main. So, string args, okay. So, let me give a tab space here. So, now let us create the two objects here. Let us create the patient object as well as doctor object. Let me create the patient object using the patient class, patient. So, let the object name be P1 is equals to new patient. So, we can create some name. How can we create the patient object? We can create the object with name of the patient and SSN number. Of course, patient ID, because we said there are 3 attributes for the patient class. So, let us say name as, so since the name is string, okay, we can say that it is John, and the ID we can create, it is very similar to our Aadhaar number kind of thing. Let us say that 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, some ID. Also we said this one is a string type. So, put this one also inside a string, double quotes. Now, let us assign the patient ID. Let us say patient ID be 1001. Okay. So, end this one with a semicolon. Similarly, create the doctor class. How can we create the doctor class? Using the doctor object. Sorry, let us create the doctor object using the doctor class, that is D1 I am creating. So, again using new class name doctor. What you need to provide to the doctor? So, let us say doctor, say, so let us create some name, that is Smith. again it is a string type, so put it inside the quotes. Let us assign some salary. So it is supposed to be a double type, so you can give a large number here. Okay. So with that we have created two objects. One is the P1 coming from the patient class, the other object is D1 coming from the doctor class. Now let us access the fields which we have created, created here. Let us access the fields. Which fields I can access? If I am able to access the fields or the variables or attributes means I can print. So let us use the print command. Let us say system.out.print. So let us say ln, print ln patient name. Let us try to access, get the patient name. Patient name, use the patient name, say plus, since you are concatenating, so you can use. So how can you get the patient name? You can get the patient name from p1.name. And then let us try to access the doctor name. So use the same command SOP. So that is, so which one you, this time you want to access the doctor name. Let us say this one as doctor name. Doctor name. How can you get the doctor name? How can you access? Using the object that is d1.name. Okay. Now let us access the patient ID. So use the same thing, system.out.println. This time let us try to get the patient ID. Let us see, can I access the patient ID or not? Patient ID. How can you get the patient ID? That is p1 dot patient ID. Okay. And now, so if you attempt to access the private fields, okay, so what you cannot access here, the SSN number, that is social security number of the patient, as well as the salary of the member. So if you try to access these details, you will definitely get an error. So that is, so system.out.println, let me say that it is a p1, that is a p1 dot SSN. If I try to access this, I am supposed to get an error, because this is a private type. Similarly, if I try to access doctor's salary, so how can I get the doctor's salary? D1 dot salary, that is going to be D1 dot salary. So to be frank, you cannot access these two. Okay, you cannot access these two because they are protected. Okay, definitely cannot access these two. So both salary and social security number are supposed to be protected. So what else you can get? So if you ask me further, if you try to get the patient SSN, okay, so use that getter method, you may get. Similarly, if you use getter method to get the salary, you may get the salary details of the doctor. Let us say same thing, let me try to access, this time let me try to access the patient ID using getter method. Say that is this is patient SSN, say social security number. This time we try to access through getter method. So I use the command called via getter. So say that it is accessible. So how can you get it now? P1 dot get SSN, because we have created a getter method. Got it? Get SSN. Similarly, we can access the doctor's salary using the getter method. So that is, so system.out.println. This time I am trying to access doctor's salary. Say this one as doctor salary. How you are trying to access? Via getter method again, via getter. So what is the command now? It is, this time it is d1 dot get salary. Got it? This is our getter method. So let me save this program in the same folder where we have saved the previous two, that is patient class and doctor class, again with the same name, class name. What is the class name here? It is hospital. So I must say this is capital H, hospital.java. So with that we are trying to save this file, right? So hospital.java, save this one. Now everything is clear. So with this we have created three files, three class files. One is the patient class file, the other is doctor class file, and of course this is going to be the main class file, main. This is the entry of your program, I can say. So now let me go to the folder where we have created all the three files. From there we will try to run the program. So it is here. So I have a Java program. This is my file. You can clearly see here we save all the three files, that is Java. Now see here doctor.java, hospital.java and patient.java. Okay. So now let me open the command prompt from here. And see, let us compile all the three files. Let us compile all the three files. What are the three files here? Hospital, doctor and patient. Use the command called java c. So they are in the package called hospital. Let us say all. So use star dot java. So we can get, say that it is not, you can get some kind of error here. Okay. So let us here we have created a folder called hospital. From here we will open the command prompt, and here we will try to compile all the three files. Say this one as, so java c So in the folder hospital slash all with the extension java dot java. See, so okay, okay, let us run the program. So let me open the command prompt from this directory, and here you can see, so hospital, we are in the correct directory. So use java c space. So since I have 3 files with the extension java, so I will compile all the 3 at a time. Use the command called star.java. So let us see. So there is an error. There is an error in the patient class. What is it? So we said it is this patient ID. It is supposed to be this dot patient ID. Let us go back to the program. So where it is patient ID. So here is the patient. So we said it is this. This is an error. So we must say this is this dot patient ID. Save this one. Come back to the command prompt. Try to run again. So again there is an error. So this time it says end with the semicolon. Of course we have created patient ID, that is this dot patient ID. So what is the error? What it says? Error patient, this patient ID in the patient class only. Maybe it is not saved properly. So let us save this one. Yeah. So let us rerun the command. Again it is showing the same. What is it? Error semicolon expected. Where is that semicolon? Somewhere we ignored that semicolon. That's why this error we are seeing. In any other class we have, any other class file we have this error. So definitely it is a patient. Let us go back to the doctor class. This dot name semicolon, everything is clear. Go back to the hospital class. Any problem here? So what is it? Patient name semicolon, everything is proper. So let us comment this one. Later we will see whether we can access this private and protected property or not. Okay, so let me go back and try to rerun. No, it is showing the same command. So let me close the command prompt and then rerun. Let me exit first. Okay, now open the command prompt from the directory. Hope this time we will compile everything smoothly. So in the hospital directory, let us say java c space star.java. So this is the command we use to execute, to compile all the files with the extension .java. Still it is suggesting the same error, this dot patient ID. Okay, I got to know this one. Hold on. So I should remove this file. I should remove this patient file. So whichever I have created outside the directory, that is getting saved, not the one which we have in the hospital class. This is the error. Yeah, I think this time we can smoothly compile all the 3. Done. Still, yeah, see, salary not allowed to access. Again p1.ssn not allowed because has a private access. See here, SSN has a private access, salary has a private access. So again I need to remove that hospital file also. So where is that? This is in the hospital file. Of course we must save this one by commenting. Now we will get back that one. So this is hospital.java. Of course I should remove this one. Now I will copy the latest one where I comment that file. Once again we need to compile, because we made some changes. Whenever you made some change, you need to compile once again. So you must see that there are no errors. You are able to compile and you can see all the class files. Doctor class is there, patient class file is created, of course hospital class file is also created. Previously there are only 3 files, that is patient.java, doctor.java, and this is patient.java, doctor.java, and hospital.java. Now since we are able to compile all the 3 successfully, we are getting all the class files. Since the compilation is done smoothly, now let us run the file. So which file you want to run? If you ask me, hospital. So java hospital. So the file name is java hospital. See, we are able to get the details. Patient name I am able to access, doctor name I am able to access, patient ID I am able to access. Okay, of course patient SSN number via getter method I am able to access, not directly. Similarly, doctor salary I am able to access via getter method. So this is what the significance of the access modifiers in Java. So you can access what you can access, what you cannot access. There is a protection for your data, so which you are creating using the private modifier or which you are creating using the protected modifier. So since we made name of the patient and ID of the patient public, you can access directly. Similarly, we also created name of the doctor as a public, you can access it directly, whereas the patient security number and doctor salary we made private as well as a protect. You cannot access these 2 attributes directly, you have to use the getter methods. Okay, so that's all about the program. Thank you.